Just want to say a huge shout out to everyone who watched the first video of the chipper. This will be the third. Actually did really good for my size channel. Of course, typical YouTube, you know, there's always some negative. It's just how it goes. But you know, like I said, that's just part of petting shit on social media. So, but for that, we are working on pitting the deutz engine onto the chipper. I want to get this thing mounted. Finally figured out the bracketry for the hydraulic pump to go on this that mounts the timing gear. I'll just kind of show you guys that. So that's on order. I'm talking to the company because I got a longer belt. It's too dang close to run that belt. Just how it is. Apparently they have belts and they're just 10-inch increments bigger. So I'll just probably go the next step up. But once I get set up and everything, I can stretch that belt and see, make sure 10 inches. Hopefully I don't need 20. I don't see why, but we'll find out. So spinning you guys around, kind of show you what it's doing. I was trying to record earlier. GoPro battery kept saying dead for some weird reason. So, okay. So here's the factory rails. And because this new motor is so much bigger, I needed to extend these out. It sits back there about the same. It's just the cage is just bigger. So what I did is I added a third, just because it sticks out to about halfway through the tire there. So I figured more securement, make a nice flat. You can see I run my laser or level there. I left it full length because I wanted to get a straight edge where I want to slice this, and then I'll cut pieces to extend this. I'll take these bracketry off, and then I'll take my mag drill. Well, it's actually a new to me tool. I've ran mag drills tons of times, but I'll mag drill into here, and then we'll slice these slits out. I'll just start getting the edges. So show you guys kind of what I'm working with. Mag drill. There's this company called Evolution, and you guys probably seen it all over YouTube. They're pretty big on the old interweb now. But what it is I have one of their miter saws you can see over there. That one's a metal / wood. It's been a couple videos, but got this thing the other day, and this thing is sweet. I only got to use it once. It was kind of a rush thing, so I didn't really get to make a video. But I have so many projects this year, definitely with this project. And then they got all these slugs. They're cutter bits, but some people call them slugs. And this is their own kit. Really curious the quality. We'll find out. But, you know, shout out to Evolution. They're a super cool company to work with. But yeah. So we'll use their setup, we'll drill these out, and then we'll have to drill out the extended rails. The only thing I've done to the motor is I took the def tank off because it's in the way. And yeah, it'll be a good time. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. So I sometimes do this just because I feel like it's easier, it's already a jig. I laid the whole piece out here. I need a 10.5. I got my mark here, and then I bevel this edge. So we're gonna sleeve this up. I'll bevel this edge before I take it off. Then we're getting nice penetrating because we're gonna have to grind this smooth, and we want it to be strong. And then we'll measure. We'll get a straight edge. We'll measure that one over there. Do the same, and then on the front here, I have some really big. I want to say it's 6-inch. By half wall flat stock, and I'm going to do one piece across. I'll notch out the tongue of not cutting into the tongue, cutting out the flat stock there, and then it can lay perfectly across, reinforce all this, and then we'll do a little corner angle here, and I think we'll be just perfect. So let's get to buzzing this corner really quick, and then go from there. need to do. See what I did there? Just made the gap. Beautiful. Still good here. Perfect. I'm building my chipper. Don't look at the wellets, okay? Back up a little bit. Just a little bit of lip for the weld. And that burnt it nice. Let's get all this dirt off this thing. Gorgeous. Don't get much better than that. Okay, so here is this piece of flat stock. It's a 4.5 depth width, whatever you want to call it. And try to get the camera down here. So what it's going to do, this is 1.5 inches, so it will stick down this 3 inches with plenty of securement. We'll brace this up all the way across so these will not bow ever. I mean, you know, there's leverage on this with the clutch and the belt and stuff, but there's not a crazy amount, and it'll strengthen up this frame. So the only thing I'm noticing, I don't plan to leave this thing a tag trailer with axles for long, but how far the motor sticks out is going to be kind of an issue for turn. So probably just going to have a little bit longer of a pintle hitch. It's not worth extending this neck just for the couple months. So kind of hoping just not even run it like this, and just hopefully I find an excavator and a carriage ASAP. So let's cut this steel and then let's mark it out and figure out how we want to set this. Alrighty, Let's see. Gorgeous. It's a little big of a gap here, but I think we can live with this. This is down a hair. I'll probably take the jacket, push this up. It must have warped. But let's take the grinder and clean up these corners really quick. Okay, let's double check our work here. So, like I said, a little bit bigger gap than I wanted, but totally weldable in. Nice solid brace, so that's not going anywhere. Probably get some steel here to go across. Not just yet, but not too shabby, because what I like to do is put some gussets here and put some D-rings for tie down spots. More tie down spots the better once this turns into a track chipper. So let's get this all welded up. This one right here, I want to take a pry bar of some sort and pull it up a hair. So let's get to it. Alright, I have this thing cranked, and I've had it where on this machine, if you're really had this thing cranked and you're doing long pulls, it goes kind of into cool down mode, whatever you want to call it. So before I overheat her and cause myself issues, I'll just let her cool down. So it's actually been a great welder though. I mean, no, is it Miller? But that Hobart's been great, and it's the older one. It's a 187, but it's been flawless. I don't know. Beautiful. Gosh. If you don't own one of these, this is the best saw ever. They have other brands. I mean, Evolution has one. I bought this thing 3 years ago, and I cut so much metal with it, and I've only replaced the blade like twice. And I'm talking like 1/2 inch thick. Like, I don't even take the plasma out 9 times out of 10 because this thing will do a nicer cut. So you can see, just beautiful. So all I'll do is take the mag drill, can cut these ends nice and pretty. So you will never even notice that this is homemade. I'm back. I had a sister's dog is here babysitting, and it decided to flee the property, and yeah, not used to that. My dogs just stick around. So, yippee. So what we'll do is we're going to bring it up here. You can mark it out, you know, how you want it, vice versa. Okay. And then you magnetize it on this back switch here. Then you can put some cutting oil. I like to do just a good dab. Safety glasses. And I gotta remember. There it is. One thing I will say I noticed about this one compared to other ones I've ran is the RPM is a little bit faster, but the kind of nice feature of that is the other ones I've ran are so slow. If they break through the surface and you know like a drill and you have a little bit of hair, is it doesn't just rip the bit. It spins so fast it can't really catch that lip. If that makes any sense. I feel like I just talked mumbo jumbo to you guys. Alright, now this next one. You just clean it off like that. Sluggers out. Beautiful. Boom. You can see, you gotta be smart to clean the bottom of your surface. Like that, and then do what I just did. Because it wants to sit on a nice, flesh surface. So you magnetize it, and look at it. You can't break it off. I mean, when it's on there, so you guys can see, when it's, I'm putting some force on it. Make sure exactly where you want. Where did I put the cutting wheel? Beautiful. And then boom, take that out. Just like that. You have some nice rounded edges. So we'll just go through here and do these. And then, yeah, just gotta get some bolts. Still completely solid. Alrighty. So, she is ready to go. A little paint, you won't even notice. We'll be adding a brace there. But what I want to do, I want to set the motor up here and then clean up this work area. All these metal shavings are driving me nuts. And the reason why, if anyone asks why I went so much more forwards on these, is let's say, future right down the road, I want to upgrade to bigger horsepower or vice versa. I have room to play. I don't have to redo this. I just set it on there and go. So that's kind of my logic on that. It's not that much bigger, but it's a good amount. So, and there's just a lot of play. So if I want, you know, I don't know. Yeah, I can blab on for a long time, but let's get this motor up here without dropping it. So take this stuff off, and then I can kind of clean up, and really trying to focus on cleaning before it gets so bad where it takes 5 years to clean. I spent like 12 hours cleaning the shop the other day, and there's just stuff in the corners and just too much. So let's do this. Set you guys right there. Let's toss her up there. Have to be kind of careful because the stupid jack is completely in the way. Okay, so pretty obvious. It needs to go way back, but it's up there. I was wondering why I couldn't push the stupid blocks back. The blocks are way too far. So you can see kind of where it sits. You know, definitely a lot bigger of a motor. Kind of makes sense now. So let's try to slide her back. That pulley, that's a whole nother thing I gotta figure out, is this clutch. So I did decide I'm going to toss this clutch on it. If it bolts the same, which should be like a SA2 or SA3 panel housing, they call it. I think there's a 3, a 2, and a 1. I'm going to just toss this on, because this clutch is literally brand new. Toss it on there, and then I know that belt fits this size machine. I can line these things up perfect, put my level, vice versa. Get this thing sitting exactly where it needs to be sitting. So let's work on that. Holy shit. That didn't take much. Oh, that's a weird ass clutch. That ring gear. Oh man, I'm gonna get this lucky. Just bolts up. Let's see. Alright. Or the whole camera and do it once. And the center bearing sits in there. Let's see. Holy moly. Think it was meant to be. And that bearing pop into there. These come out. Probably just measure these bearing sizes. Make sure they're identical. And then I think other than that, she's good to go. Let's see. 2 7/16. Nope. Not gonna get that lucky. 2 7/8. But can this bearing be swapped? Bearing feels fine. That totally could. Here's the puller. Get a bearing puller, yank this thing off, then hopefully that lines up. Let's see. See if I still have a bearing puller. Come on. Ta-da! Beautiful. Okay. Now let's see. Can we pull the bearing off this one? And will it slide on? Will we get that lucky? Doubtful. Looks like the same shinner shaft. Oh, come on. Oh, man. Holy moly. That could have been bad. What OSHA regulations? Beautiful. Now, we go on. Yep. Awesome. Let's clean this thing up before I shove it on there. Let me put a little grease so I don't hurt it. Other than that, I think swapping the ring gear out, taking the longer bolts from the ring gear. Well, can't tell if this ring gear is there or it disconnects there. Put this one on and then vice versa. Alright, well I'm going to take this all apart and then let's see what we're working with here. So, turn it to me here. So, this dish, well this flywheel, center dish here is not removable. And here is the thickness of the old ring gear, it's about 2. And here's the deutz ring gear. So what I'm trying to figure out is if the 4BT had the same lip. The 4BT's gone. I do not have it anymore. So I'm gonna watch my own YouTube video because it was on there when I took it apart. And I can see if it has that ring, because what I'm kind of getting at is this thing's gonna be poking out a lot more than this bell housing here. You can see how this flywheel sits. This ring gear is flush, this ring gear is in. So that's what I gotta figure out. I think it's gonna be fine, but I just want to see. Last thing I want to do is shove this thing together and it doesn't want to disengage and it's too much pressure. So I'm gonna watch my YouTube video. So we'll find out. Okay, so it will work. The only downfall I ran into is here is the ring gear bolts out of the deutz. Here's the ring gear bolts out of the 4BT. And it is just a hair different. Well, you got a metric bolt and a steering bolt. So it's a Friday night. All of our main hardware supplies places are closed till Monday. So what I'm gonna do is just leave these things out. Not the end of the world. Toss that in, throw like 4 bolts on it, then I can at least be working on lining this up. It does not take long to take this thing apart and throw a clutch in it. Or not throw a clutch, but throw the ring gear on. So we'll just throw it in there, clean it up really quick, throw it in there, and we'll do a quick mock-up. Then I can be focusing and not sitting here waiting for bolts, because I can't really move this motor around until that's up. Yeah. Oh shit, come on. Sweet. Alright. Now we know about this. Oh, I forgot to take the bolts off that. Now we gotta see about alignment. What's crazy, I really don't look that off right now. I mean, it needs to go a lot back, but I can play with that. So, good to know, kind of seeing where it's going to sit. Kind of curious about how this electrical box is going to work out up here. Like it. Alright, well, let's get it slide back and see what happens. Only problem I'm thinking, where the hell am I going to mount this def tank? It's going to be retarded on the front. It's going to hit everything. So, alright, let me figure this out. Morning, guys. The next day. Where did I leave off yesterday? So, kind of just trying to get this engine mounted. We're gonna have to order a belt. Waiting for that hydraulic pump adapter. Got to figure out what to do about some type of side covering. Here, I'm going to turn around so you guys can see. Side covering. I did keep the factory side covering from the 4BT. I will have to expand it and stuff. What kind of think about maybe doing that? And then I can kind of use those factory clamps. So that's an option. Really only need to enclose this. And then I like to enclose this with a screen, try to keep sawdust from going up into the radiator. So yeah, trying to figure that out. But you can see we're mounted here. So the mounts, what I'm gonna do in the back here is I'm gonna build some just straight down tabs, where it can go here. We can just access the bolts. You can see how I kind of did this one. Same thing, slide rail, so you can adjust the belt tension. And then I got a bracket there. The other one will be here, and then this one will be a bracket. This frame rail hits right in the slot. What? Didn't think that was going to happen. I thought I had enough clearance, but this is what it is. So I'll probably just do a bracket straight down. Be cool to just get the longer nuts that are longer. I can weld it here and then just put a bolt through the bottom of a fat washer. But we'll see. So we gotta take the mag drill, pop a hole in that one, and then kind of after that, kind of on a standstill till I figure out the rest and the body panels. I can't really do a body panel back here because there's giant freaking exhaust in the back. So just think it'll look more finished. Once all this thing is done, of course, I'm going to be painting it. But yeah, you can see the motor's on there. That's my my adjustment. Make sure the belt won't wear funny. It's nice and straight. Pulleys. Definitely going to need a longer belt. I think they said 10-inch lengths is what it comes in, and that shouldn't be too bad to figure out. Another thing I did notice, the dipsticks over here, and there is a port to add one there. So I'd like to maybe figure out how to swap that over. But yeah, shouldn't be that bad. And then this motor might have to come out, so I'm not going to go crazy, just because it'd be nice to have more access to swap that hydraulic setup. But these things are so easy to pull, so not shabby. Got to get the ring gear bolts. Do that on Monday. I'm actually going Monday. You guys will see it, to get a excavator that tree fell on. The original plan was to use it for the undercarriage on this, but kind of leery on tearing it apart because it potentially could be a fixable excavator, and I feel kind of stupid tearing apart a potential $20,000, like $20,000 running. That's about what the value would be. Excavator just for parts for a chipper. I would rather find an excavator that like the top end burnt, that has no usable parts except for the undercarriage. Feel a little bit better. But I'm kind of falling on finding one. Found a KX040, but that undercarriage is kind of short, so I feel like the chipper will just kind of be a teeter-totter when you load it. So I'd like to find a decent length. How long that is, I'm not exactly sure, but yeah. So to be continued on that. But let's mag drill this hole in. A little slug of paste. Oop. Hey guys, so this is the end of the video. Please like and subscribe, blah blah blah. There's gonna be a lot more to do on this thing. Normally I wouldn't do every little piece, but in my opinion, to anyone that actually wants to do one of these or likes to watch that stuff, I personally like those videos. Yeah, you can see it all, so nothing to hide here. But yeah, tripper's still sitting in place. Today's Wednesday. Grabbed the excavator Monday, did some family things yesterday, and it's my son's 10th birthday today. So if you actually watch this whole thing, put a comment down and said happy 10, because it'd be kind of cool to see if anyone's actually watched 40 minutes of this. So thanks everyone, have a great day.